Adolf Hitler's hatred for Jews was profound and destructive, shaping the course of history in the 20th century. His anti-Semitism was not a sudden development, but rather a deeply ingrained prejudice rooted in a toxic blend of ideologies. From his early years, Hitler was exposed to anti-Jewish sentiments prevalent in Vienna at the time. This prejudice festered and grew, fueled by his own twisted worldview. He embraced the idea of Jews as a scapegoat, blaming them for Germany's economic woes and social ills. Hitler's anti-Semitism was further intensified by his belief in conspiracy theories that portrayed Jews as a powerful and sinister force working against Germany. He saw them as a parasitic presence, exploiting the nation for their own gain. This hatred was not based on reason or evidence, but on a dangerous mix of prejudice, paranoia, and political opportunism. Hitler's anti-Semitism would become a cornerstone of his Nazi ideology, driving his policies and actions with devastating consequences. This deep-seated hatred would eventually manifest in the Holocaust, a systematic genocide that claimed the lives of millions of Jews and other minorities. Understanding the roots of Hitler's anti-Semitism is crucial to comprehending the horrors of this period and preventing such atrocities from happening again. Central to Hitler's anti-Semitism was his belief that Jews were not simply followers of a different religion, but members of a distinct and inferior race. This racial anti-Semitism formed a core principle of Nazi ideology, shaping their policies and actions. Hitler viewed the world through the lens of social Darwinism, believing in a hierarchy of races, with the Aryan race at the top and Jews at the bottom. He saw Jews as a threat to the purity and strength of the German people, a dangerous element that needed to be eliminated. This belief in racial purity was intertwined with his vision of a greater Germany, a vast empire ruled by the Aryan master race. Jews, in his mind, represented a contaminating force, undermining the strength and unity of the German nation. This racialized view of Jews had dire consequences, leading to their systematic persecution and ultimately the Holocaust. Hitler's regime sought to isolate and dehumanize Jews, stripping them of their rights and dignity. By defining Jews as a race rather than a religious group, Hitler justified his campaign of extermination, aiming to cleanse Germany and Europe of their presence entirely. Upon seizing power in 1933, Hitler and the Nazi Party wasted no time in implementing their anti-Semitic agenda. Their goal was the complete removal of Jews from German society, a goal they pursued with relentless determination. One of the first steps was the systematic exclusion of Jews from public life. Jewish civil servants were dismissed from their positions, lawyers and doctors were barred from practicing, and Jewish professors were forced out of universities. Boycotts of Jewish businesses became commonplace, often accompanied by violence and intimidation. The Nuremberg laws, enacted in 1935, codified this discrimination into law, stripping Jews of their citizenship and fundamental rights. These laws prohibited marriage and sexual relations between Jews and Germans, aiming to prevent the contamination of Aryan blood. Jews were also banned from displaying the German flag and were subjected to a curfew. The Nuremberg laws marked a turning point in Nazi persecution, transforming Jews from citizens into outcasts, paving the way for the horrors that would follow. The culmination of Hitler's anti-Semitism was the Holocaust, the systematic genocide that claimed the lives of 6 million Jews. Driven by the Nazi ideology of racial purity, the Holocaust was a meticulously planned and executed campaign of mass murder. Jews were rounded up and deported to concentration camps, where they were subjected to unimaginable horrors. Auschwitz-Birkenau, the largest of the Nazi death camps, stands as a chilling symbol of the Holocaust's horrors. Located in occupied Poland, Auschwitz became a primary destination for Jews deported from across Nazi-occupied Europe. Upon arrival, prisoners were subjected to a brutal selection process, with those deemed unfit for labor sent directly to the gas chambers. The camp's gas chambers and crematoria became instruments of mass murder, claiming the lives of an estimated 1.1 million people, the vast majority of them Jews. The Holocaust stands as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked hatred and prejudice. Remembering this dark chapter in human history is not merely an act of remembrance, but a moral imperative. By learning from the past, we can strive to create a future where such atrocities are never repeated.